Hello. I don't know why this is really not quite. Well, I guess that'll have to do. That's a shame. Hello, everyone. Bonjour. So good to see you. This my new character is not a French guy. Is a guy who's not French. But he's doing a play where he plays a French guy, and he's the first person on stage, and he's welcoming the people. Let me see if I can if I spread this little bit. Can we frill this out a hair? That would help me so much just in my head. I just want that clean. Bothers me when I can't get it. I don't know what happened here. Can I don't know. Oh, no, I did it. Okay. Bonjour. Hello. Good evening and welcome. Welcome to the show, everyone. I'm RJ City. It's very dark. This is City After Dark. I have my cigar, I have my robe, and I have my lime Ricky Lake. And even more than my usual book of limericks, I don't know who gifted me this. So if you gifted it to me, just let me know. It was just arrived with no from anything. This is a wonderful book, Dirty Little Limericks, all about devilish Casanova men and puterelles, shall we say, wantonest women. And I'm excited to crack this open. 330 of the most unforgettable rhymes you can never remember. You never can remember. Excuse me. And then you'll also enjoy, it says on the back, Simon's Book of World Sexual Records, which I'm going to read the blurb about in a second. But let's say hi to everyone. Good morning, said Karen. How are you? Paying my tax. Karen is in Australia, and it is early in the morning. She is up at dawn and sleepy and yawning. And QD21 said hi. Clint said hi there. RJ, how's it going? It is going. It's going to be a putrid one today. Ty said, I should be asleep, but oh well. Good evening, RJ, sir. Good evening, Ty, madame. Bonjour, madame. So good to see you. Welcome. Do come in. Bill said, good evening, Dr. Falkenstein. Hey, good evening. Hey, RJ and the lounge. Hope everyone's doing well tonight and in the morning for you, Karen. Very considerate of you. Bill, Dave said, you think RJ reads before live chat comments? I check in 10 minutes early because I want to set up the camera and set up the shot, which obviously didn't go well because I botched it. And it's usually just Karen. Karen's very early. Karen was like 20 minutes early. And then I leave. And then things start happening. Clint said, hello, Quarantine. Bill, Dave said, you're early. Yeah, I'm a minute early. I want to get a good shot. Nell said, hello, gorgeous face. Missy said, hi, everyone. Chris said, hey, everyone. Hope you're all swell. I'm wonderful. Jason Major said, probably not. And he's partly right. Nell said, let the ads play for RJ. That's the other thing, too, is that you want to start, because when you guys click on it, I know you have ads, and it will take a second to click away from them and come to me, unless you want to watch them. Maybe it's Purell, maybe it's Pampers. Who am I to say? Chad said, good evening. Good evening to you, Chad, and good evening to everyone here today. Good evening and welcome to the program. We're going to talk about a wonderful variety of things, but I also, before I get to the limericks, which I will get to, do not worry, I was gifted these wonderful masks by my uncle. We're fans of the Twilight Zone. The whole family really is. And look at this. Huh? Huh? She's so ugly. Oh, look at her face. She's hideous. We've done everything we could. Why is she so damn ugly? We'll go send her to that island where everyone is ugly. Because we're not ugly at all. We don't have pig noses and weird lips. We are totally beautiful creatures. Because beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So if you haven't seen that Twilight Zone episode, I just did it for you. I did the whole thing. I pretty much just blew it for you. The best part about showing you this on this and why I wanted to do is because this is actually black and white like it is on the show. So it just looks weird on my face in color. Nevertheless, here we are. Is anyone else chatting? No one else is chatting with me. Nobody. Did the chat stick? What happened? Let me see if I can pop it out. There are more people talking. There are more people talking when I pop it out. What the hell? That's weird. Well, I'll leave this out. It's easier. I'm going to deal with it this way. Aaron used the Limerick Lake emoji. Thank you so much. Sabrina is here. Val said I'd be a great Lumiere. Jason is also Australian, which is, I missed all this. The chat froze. It's horrible. Andrea is here. Oh, a new Limerick book. I missed everyone here. Val, Tabby, everyone, Bill. I missed that whole thing. All right, let's keep going. Fresh Prince said, I've always wanted to know what RJ means. It means Raul Julia. Remember that. There'll be a quiz at the end. Sabrina is here. She's using her Limerick Lake. Chris said, Toronto, get it wet and call it Larry. I don't understand what that means. Nell said, well, Ty, I also think you are gorgeous in your new Jessamine merch, which you can purchase at represent.com/store/Jessamine Duke. I don't know why that's stuck in my head. The Real Misco said, there once was a guy named Arquette. Yes, there was, and he won't go away. That's the end of the limerick. Val said it'd be a great Lumiere. Thank you. Blue Meanie is here. Ty said, so good to see you. So good to see you. Clint said, hello, Nails. Dave said, hey, RJ, they say the good die young. So does that mean David Arquette will live forever? Well, you can't kill him. He keeps sinning, and he's got to repent for it. So they're just going to keep him around. Michael said, hello, jobbers. Very derogatory, Michael. It's hello, enhancement talent. Fresh Prince of Africa said, I watched that Arquette documentary today. I liked it a lot, but I thought it was weird that there was more about RJ than David. Well, there's not. I really should have been in more than that. But they didn't plug my Twitter on screen, so really, what difference does it make? Clint said, do you have any gifts you're going to show us? I did. NPMD said, good morning. That's very sweet of you. Bill said, welcome, Mr. and Mrs. Meanie. Have diplomatic. NPMD is using the line Ricky. Hey, everybody. Oh, that's the one I pulled out the mask. Aaron, I'm getting through this. Romer at the bottom. Elle said, love that episode. Jason said, I love that episode. Clint said, where'd you get that? I could presume online. My uncle sent it to me. Dave said, do you think those pig people on Twilight Zone ate bacon? Yes, and they called them apples or something, and I thought they were very nutritious. Sean Jack said, good evening to the man making all that documentary money. Whew, if I had a nickel for every documentary I made, dear Lord, we'll just follow you around with the things you normally do, and we'll call it a documentary. It sucks when you do a documentary involving an entertaining and neurotic person, because I will treat it as seriously as a scripted work. I want to be as good in it, so I will put in that much effort. So that's frustrating. I feel like I get taken advantage of in that regard. Yolanda said, well, my goodness, where's RJ's face? It's me, Yolanda. I'm back. QD21 said, RJ, you should do City After Dark, where you should do RJ City After Dark, where you talk sexual. I guess you've never seen this show. Bill said, oh, one of the best Twilight Zones of all time. Nelson, I'm a bit scared. Yolanda said, thanks heavens, it was only a mask. We are chatting. Is it on top? Oh, yeah, here. That is so weird. I can't believe the whole thing got stuck. Bill said, since you mentioned the Twilight Zone, Halloween is coming up, and you have an awesome new shirt. I can't wait. So if you were to pre-plan the RJ City Halloween special, who would be my special guest? Howard Hessman, Bob Eubanks, Marsha Warfield, Mario Cantone, and everyone else named Arquette. That would be it. Tabby said they're saving RJ for the sequel. Then he'll get his own movie. It'll be the David Arquette Cinematic Universe. No, it'll be called Please Kill RJ City. That's the name of it. Jason said, do documentaries actually make money? Well, yeah, in the sense that they're sold. I mean, they don't have money up front, really, because they're filming something that's not a production. It's something that's already going on. Those wrestling shows were already existing without the stuff going on, and people are being interviewed in their homes. It's not like they built a set. So there's no money up front. But obviously, there's stuff on the back end as people, buy the film. You're not watching it for free. There's advertising and things of that nature. So Neil said, you and David are all over Twitter this week. It's been awesome. How is it any different than the week before this? Midloyd said, hello, RJ darling. SM said, do you really have a new limerick book? I have it here, and I'm going to read the first limerick. Let's start blind. There's a forward. And the first one is called Little Romances. There was a young lady of Arden, the tool of whose swain wouldn't harden. Said she with a frown, I've been sadly let down by the tool of a fool in the garden. I'm sure they get better. Dave Muscarella said, in 10 years, will you be the Dennis Stamp or the Mike Modest of the Arquette doc? I think David is the Dennis Stamp of his own documentary. I'm that guy who works as an airline attendant and gets into a fight with a fan. Ty said, but no one has a backbone to ask you actual dirty or personal stuff. I know, I'm an open book, so if you want to hit me, knock yourself out. Jeff said, if David was on The Masked Singer, what kind of costume would he wear? Probably whatever he's wearing right now. Nail said, Ty, what shall I ask? I'll do it. Blue Meanie said, Raul, Julia, Louis, Dreyfus. Julia, Richard, Louis, Dreyfus. Jason said, you take your documentaries because you're the consummate professional. Sure. Michael said, did you have fun on WWE Watch Along? Yes, I did. I watched along and you watched me watching along. And I do believe I again made history on WWE programming. I was the first person to mention Donna Summer, Sumner Redstone, and show a picture of B. Arthur. I was very happy with my history-making moments. I'm sure they'll be talking about them years from now. Bill said, sounds like very scary. Tonight, the Monster Chiller Horror Theater. We're playing the blood-sucking monkeys from West Mifflin, Pennsylvania. It's very scary. And make sure you have your 3D glasses. Yolanda said, oh, Marsha Warfield. Oh, Marsha Warfield is a must. She was so nice to me when I did the Night Court lyrics. I put lyrics to the Night Court theme and I tweeted them out. She was so sweet. Sabrina said, Nails and Val, don't worry. I'm fine. I'll be back soon. You're going already? Jason said, I meant to say, what? Take the documentary seriously. Sean said, an RJ Halloween special would have to be performed in a Vincent Price voice. That's fair. Bill said, we were worried about you, Sabrina. Glad you're here. The world was worried, Sabrina. Please let us know if you're going to the store or something. Nell said, Ty, should we talk about penises or something? That's a little basic. Chad said, when you put creamer in your coffee, what's your go-to? I'm sorry, I'm not answering questions about any coffee on this program. You'll have to see me Sunday morning at 9:30 a.m. when I answer questions specific to coffee there. Please don't get the programs confused. This show is apparently the penis show. The other show is the coffee show. Ty said, RJ, what's the background of your phone? Show us. What is the background of my phone? Where is it here? Let me see. It's actually this wonderful Twilight Zone mask, which is adorable. I think it's incredibly sweet, and I like it a lot. Whew, Sean said, that's a lot of first evers for WWE. I'm a history-making talent. Val said, okay, Sabrina, much love. Sabrina's leaving. Damn it. Fresh Prince said, Mr. City, was it a bad idea to flirt with a girl I like with lyrics from a song, I'm in Love with My Car by Queen? Teenage Love. Am I right? Not really. Just be yourself. Don't try to flirt. Just be a nice person. And if that person likes you, they will be nice to you too. Simple. Don't force. Ever. Dave said, if you could be a spokesman for any product in existence, what product would you choose? Oh, the David Lynch coffee. That would be amazing. I saw it actually in Whole Foods, and I was going to buy it, but I have so much coffee to go through here that I really don't need any more right now. But it's on my list, and I will get there. And I'd love to do coffee and underwear with David Lynch, if that's at all possible. I don't know who you tweet about that. Nicholas said, the documentary was amazing, so heartfelt and passionate. Bravo, RJ. Thank you, everyone who watched it. A lot of people said bafflingly sweet things about it. It's very heavy. It's not really a wrestling documentary in the traditional sense. It's more of his life and his struggles as told through wrestling. Wrestling is a very good canvas, and that's why there's so many different kinds of wrestling, so many different wrestlers, ages, and from all over the world. They're very good tools to paint with. Clint said, so you really speak French? Oh, absolutely. Blue Meanie said, this might be sacrilegious, but Mrs. Meanie and I are really enjoying the Golden Palace. What an interesting... See, you know, B left, and that's why the Golden Girls ended. She was done, and she kind of always felt like she was above that kind of mainstream sitcom. And the Golden Girls, I think, has a small element of, fuck you, we can do this without Dorothy. I think Cheech Marin was good. Don Cheadle, I mean, if that show took off, Don Cheadle would probably have been stuck doing sitcoms for the rest of his life, you know? So it's weird to think of someone's trajectory like that. I don't know if it's just, I guess, too wacky for me. I enjoy, like, it's so weird to see them working so much. Does that make any sense? Like, I felt like they were retiring, even though they were probably still in their late 50s when the Golden Girls were going on. They really seemed like they were doing like nothing. Like a good, the way your cool grandparents seem to do nothing. But they seem to be working their ass off in the Golden Palace, and that bothered me. You also have to see Amanda's by the Sea. I don't even know if it's available, but it was B. Arthur's before the Golden Girls. She did basically a spinoff of Fawlty Towers. Chad McDaniel said, favorite Halloween special? Well, the Paul Lynde one, absolutely, with Tim Conway and Kiss. Sean said, will you answer questions about tea during After Dark? Only tea for 2. Nail said, RJ, we were talking about missing Sabrina on Sunday. Don't pretend you also want to know if she was okay with, Block Guy. Yes, please let me know if you were not okay with that guy. I'd appreciate you letting me know. We can certainly get rid of the creepy guy in the chat. It's not a big deal. I thought he was funny because he's weird and kind of insulting, and it throws me off. I enjoy it. If he's giving anyone else problems, just let me know and we'll give him his walking papers. Andrea said, definitely don't want to get any coffee in my penis show. You put your penis in some coffee and then you're in for a real good time. To hell with the biscotti. You know what I'm saying? Jason said, by the way, is that a happy coat? This is my happy coat. Happy coat. I got my happy coat. And I go swim in a moat. It's more of a robe, like a bathrobe. Chad said, I got the episodes mixed up. No penis in my coffee, please. Bill said, re-listen to your RJ Makes Coffee in Your Underwear with David's first appearance. It's a cool one to go back on because we literally met 5 minutes before that. I didn't know he was even planning on doing a documentary. It was way before everything started. He mentioned playing poker with Harvey Korman. That's so cool. Any more details about that meeting? Well, Bill, David went to this famous, legendary Hollywood poker game that all these stars used to go to. They took it very, very, very seriously. And he has some pictures. I wonder if he has them or he'll put them up or something. Dom DeLuise would be there. Tyne Daly would be there. Kevin Nealon. It was really like a Hollywood randomizer, and it sounds so cool. And when I went, I met Dan Lauria and Robert Wool. Oh, and Tony Shalhoub, which is hilarious. A poker game I should be at. But yeah, he beat Harvey Korman with a really, really lucky hand. Ty said, I know what it is. You showed your phone on your underwear show once. Well, that's none of your business, Ty. Please don't confuse the shows. Nell said, RJ, do you like Raw Underground, the segment of underground fighting on WWE Raw Monday before you make a joke and avoid the question? I think it should be deeper underground, and they should call it Raw Subterranean. I think it would be fun. I think it's fun. People there kicking and crouching and being like, yeah. I enjoy it tremendously. Stokely said, how much did it cost David to get his butthole waxed? I don't know what the going rate is. I don't know if he, greased some elbows there with what I won't tell you, but said, hey, I'm David Arquette. Who wants to wax my asshole? Tabby said, RJ could also be the spokesperson for No Lens Crafters. Well done, Tabby. Cheers to you. There you are. Freshman said, I'd love to be the spokesman for Pepsi just to make fun of Coke and get free drinks from Pepsi. Not sure how that works. Michael said, apparently The Rock was going to film a movie in Zimbabwe, but production was canceled. I'm sad about this. I missed Dwayne down in Africa. Great. Thanks. Appreciate it. Jordan Patrick said, I do a very good Gordon Cole if you want that interview. Thank you. I'm just going to have people doing impressions on the show. I just have them call in, say via phone. Nail said, how did everyone feel about the tanning scene and you cannot kill David Arquette? I also was there. I did go tanning with him. And I chose the medium because I'm not an idiot. Sean said, 3 cheers for the doc. It was so good. That's very nice. Thank you. Andrea said, I've carved out Sunday to watch the documentary. I'm looking forward to you watching it and your hardened, writerly, intellectual, verbose review of it. Neil said, hip, hip, hooray, ×3. Sean Bill said, Meanie, you two at least get to see Rose's husband, Charlie, in an episode. That's a fair point. Clint said, I think someone's going to miss this stream. Well, someone, sort of. Well, I'm here. Fresh Prince said, I nearly cried during You Can't Kill Arquette. It's not quite the name of the movie, but I'm so touched that you had such an emotional connection. Eddie said, why are you so damn handsome? It's my jawline and my general joie de vivre. That seems to do it. Nails did cry. I cried, but more in frustration. Dave said, you think Empty Nest was a better spinoff than Golden Girls? Than Golden Palace? Absolutely. Jason said, also good save with the mask over the phone. Boundaries. Thank you, Jason. Here we go. Let's read another one. I'll just do a randomizer. Ooh, I like this one. There was a young man of Kildare who was fucking a girl on the stair. The banister broke, but he doubled his stroke and he finished her off in midair. That one was for you, Yolanda. I hope you enjoyed that one. Ooh, I like. Let's read this whole page here. I think it's a good. Whew. There was a young fellow named Grimes who fucked his girl 17 times in the course of a week, and this isn't to speak of assorted venereal crimes. I don't know what this. Whatever. There was a young lady named Hatch who would always come through in a scratch. If a guy wouldn't neck her, she'd grab up his pecker and shove the damn thing up her snatch. There was a young lady named Hilda who went for a walk with a builder. He knew that he could, he shouldn't, he would, and he did, and goddamn, he near killed her. If you're speaking of actions immoral, then how about giving the laurel to the doughty Queen Esther? No 3 men could best her, one fore, one aft, and one oral. It's old British language. This thing is not working again. The chat seems to be, I don't know why the chat is not working. It's very frustrating. I'm going to pop it out again. Bear with me, everyone. See, it's so weird. That is so weird. Now it's back in business. Thank you, everyone. I'm going to go through these as quickly as I can. Sabrina said, oh my. Chris said, Toronto. Have you ever been camping, and if so, where? No, I haven't, and I won't be anytime soon. Nail said, Ty for mod. Ty is auditioning for my mod. We'll see how it goes. We'll do a trial run soon. DJV said, my grandmother clogged her toilet. Can I borrow a plunger? I'll be over at like 11:15. Sean said, based on the Carl Burnett show, I can't imagine Harvey Korman had a good poker face. That's probably true. I think he loved to laugh. Chad said, do you play any poker games? I used to play this Texas Hold'em game on the computer, and you were like in the Old West, and you play for these towns. Oh, it was so much fun. Nail said, did I miss a thing here? I'm getting here. Yolanda said, hi, you know me so well because I was like a stroke in midair. Now that's talent. It is. Andre said that was a good limerick. Thank you, Andre. Bill said, if David could invite you to a party with the full cast of Wings, then it would be a real shindig. I would need wings because my heart would just fly away. Ty said, oh my God. Aaron's loving these fresh ricks. Nicholas used the Andre the Giant emoji. Courtney said, this is amazing. Bong bang. I'm here, Nail. Sabrina said, oh my God. Is this my time to leave? Yes. Please go wait outside. Go wait in the car. Chad said, careful walking the streets of Limerick City. Clint said, were those true stories on that book? Yes. Nail said, there you go. 4 of us. What? Michael said, pecker is an underrated word for schlong. That's sure. Andrew Woltman, the sweet turquoise tribute. And he said, limericks. A man after my heart. Well, Andrew, this next limerick is for you. There was a young fellow of Kent whose prick was so long that it bent. So to save himself trouble, he put it in double, and instead of coming, he went. Bill said, these limericks are dirtier than your other book. You know, the problem with the other book is there's a lot of old English. It's hard to decipher. There are some very nasty, nasty words in that other book. And I've not been, sometimes I skip over the limericks because I should pre-screen them, but I don't. But I see these words and I go, can't say that. Let's keep going. So Karia said she's late to the party. That's for sure. Everyone's late to the party. What's going on? Get it together. Michael said wolf. Kim said we should go. RJ should go on Ethan's stream chat sometimes. I'm doing this. So Kari said, I don't get camping. Why sleep outside when there are luxury hotels with the bugs and the things? David LaGreca is here saying thoughts on pineapple pizza. If you have to put pineapple on your pizza, there's something wrong with your pizza, and it's not really considered a pizza. Real pizza needs good basic ingredients. A margarita. If you can't handle a margarita, it's not a good pizza. It should be fresh. It should be thin crust. None of this Chicago deep dish shit. That's just fucking lasagna. Let's be honest. You need to keep it really simple. And if you can't handle that, you can't have a pizza. It's not a pizza. It's some other shit. Some cheese pie shit. It's not pizza. Pineapple on pizza. Does that if you had pineapple on pizza when you were a kid, I did not hang out with you. Neil said, Kim, they will just fight with each other. We'll have to pick a side. Next thing you know, we all just follow Danhausen only, and it's a mess. Hausen. Chris said, when I was a kid, I had a deck of cards featuring various old Western personalities as the kings, queens, jacks, and aces. That's exciting. There used to be a WWF one, and I never had it, but I remember looking at it in the merchandise catalog. Jason said, when tanning, avoid the shades Valentino, Donatella, Tan Mom, and George Hamilton. That's for sure. David went past George Hamilton. It's a disgrace. Nail said, RJ, the four of us comment was that there's 4 Ethan Page fans here. Egomaniacs. No, you're here. You mind. Stop it. Courtney said, would you read any works by the Earl of Rochester? If somebody sent me, I really would. Aaron said, really makes you think. Well, thank you. Andre said, oh, we would not want that to happen. Limerick Mania said, MPMD. Chad said, will we get any more great moments of wrestling? There is one more that I did film on YouTube that was not animated. Currently, no. It takes a while to produce, and it ultimately does cost a decent chunk of money. If someone wants to pay for them, I'm sure we could muster a few more, but none at this time. And also, I am very happy with that trifecta. If that's all we do, I'm still like, those are pretty good. Yolanda said, I love this book. It's nice and nasty. No more screening. Wow, bold. Val said, I love seeing familiar people across streams like me. Clint said, hey, RJ, will there be a movie called You Cannot What Word Soever? Danhausen. No. Ty said, ever have full sex in a car? Yes, and it's miserable. And I hate it. I hate it. I hate car sex. It's the worst thing ever. And I don't know why people, we can go anywhere. It's so bad. It's not enjoyable. There's like 20 other things you can do in a car. You're better off doing those. Car sex is ridiculous. For it to work, it's got to be in a car so big that it isn't even considered a car to me. You know what I mean? Like van sex? No. OSWF with a lovely turquoise tribute that said, instead of coming, he went. That's my new catchphrase. Nicholas said, Chicago deep dish casserole. Kim said, favorite ice cream, RJ. I love Spumoni, but you can't find it anywhere anymore. Chris said, camping. Mine's great times wrestling in woods. Sure. Dave said, the good pizza toppings are meat toppings. Maybe a little salami you can get away with. I don't want to get heavier, you know? I don't want chicken. Do you understand what I'm saying? I don't want chicken on my pizza. I want chicken. I can have it on the side. I don't want it on it. Chad said, my first best job is in a pizza joint. Pineapple with pepperoni is great. No, it is not. SM said, why did David feel the need to wax his asshole? I don't think he felt the need, more the cinematic duty to do so. Maybe he thought I was really going to stretch him. Dave said, which old school actor, actress would you have liked to see do an episode of Saturday Night Live? I can't remember if B. Arthur did, but I want to say that she did. I think Sid Caesar would have made a fun host. He really paved the way for that kind of thing, and he was too old at that point. I think Sid Caesar, an Imogene Coca type. I'm sure Carl Reiner must have hosted at one point. I think he would have been fantastic. And Ethel Merman, or you know who would have been very funny? Kay Ballard. I think she would have been very, very funny. Bill said, I really love the story you told about the Coaster Club with you, Dalton, Matt Haven, and Colin. Do we have any forfeit? So on my exclusive Key to the City thing, there was an exclusive video. I told the history about the Coaster Club, me, Matt Haven, Dalton Castle, and Colin Delaney. Do I have any 4 favorite roller coasters? Well, other than that one that we were on, I love the ones at Canada's Wonderland. I think they're fantastic. There's 2 big ones, Leviathan, and I can't remember the name of the other one. Big Time, whatever the hell the name of it. And there was another one they just did called Gold Digger. But the best, honestly, the best ride I've ever really been on, speaking of this, is the Twilight Zone ride at Disney in Florida. I have to do it again. And I would like to do it again soon, God willing. It's the best because they put you in the intro of the show, which is all I want. And then you can look around and you see references from the show. Normally in those dog rides, I'm scared shitless. But Twilight Zone, I was like, I hear Rod's voice. I find him comforting. So that would be mine. My buddy John said, don't you hate pants? Not all the time. I don't think I hate them. I just prefer the underwear. Jason said, liquor in the front, poker in the rear. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Wonderful. Curly. Nails said, sorry, RJ is the best. Fuck Mark Ruffalo. Ethan, who? You can just say fuck, Nails. That's the best part about not having a mod, is that you can just say it. Otherwise, if my mod was Ty, I should have been like, no, no, no. Last stop, Penn Station. Hello. Cary here. Cary Silkin. Wonderful Last Stop, Penn Station podcast. It's got a bunch of weird stories about old, odd celebrities that he's known, and also old, odd places across America, and New York that does not exist anymore, which is unreal and needs to be heard to be believed. Cary has this wonderful Forrest Gump quality about him, where he seems to run into all these famous people at these fortunate times, and it's pretty crazy. If you have a moment, please, not now because you have to watch this, but when this is done, go listen to Last Stop, Penn Station. I believe you will enjoy it. Nail said, Tabby, I thought we were RJ citizens. So did I. Phosphate says, car sex is terrible. Thank you. Nail said, ever have half sex in a car? Yes, I have. And it's much better than full sex. Full sex in a car should not happen. There's too many sharp plastic and metal jutting objects everywhere. Not a recipe for success in the sexual arena. Nicholas said, this message is brought to you by Pineapple on Pizza. And I say, for shame, take it away. Missy said, hi, Cary. Clint said, hey, I got to ask, will you be uploading another animation that doesn't even... no, I just answered this question. Damn it. Cary said, light the cigar, my man. I've had this cigar now, Cary, for like 3 months because I don't light it. So it lasts. And I have my nice drink here, Cary, and I can drink while I smoke. Isn't that delightful? If I lit it, this whole backdrop would go up in flames, I assure you. Bill said, Missy, I will have to listen to that. You absolutely should. Nell said, Tabby, I like to hashtag. Yolanda said, van sex does not sound sexy. That's for sure. Tabby said, I was home one afternoon and I heard something outside. Looked out in the parking lot and someone was getting in a truck, middle of the day, visible from the sidewalk. And did you just wave, Tabby, and then go in and do your business? Nail said, RJ, did you miss us last Wednesday? Did you read any limericks in the car? As you know, there was no After Dark last Wednesday because I was watching the drive-in premiere of You Can I Kill David Arquette with my fucking parents. And David actually taped an intro because it was the first Canadian drive-in premiere. David taped an intro that they played before the movie where he apologized for not getting me on a talk show. And he said, I know I still owe you a talk show. I'm still trying, buddy. And my dad looks at me and he's like, oh, wow, that's pretty cool. I'm like, honestly, I hear it all the fucking time. I don't give a shit at this point. Bill said, anyone try black licorice ice cream? It's so good. As an adult, I've learned to love that black licorice taste and all sorts and things like that, which is really weird. Carla said, a little salami as a treat. That's for sure. Jordan said, there was a young man named City whose demeanor was generally shitty. Hated car sex, but loved his own pecs. Tune in Sunday and he'll sing you a ditty. Jordan, congratulations. A flawless syllabic limerick from you. Sabrina said, this dollar sign keeps flashing. What do you want from me? Tabby said, ha. He said, asshole and ditty in the same sentence. Sonia said, hi, RJ. I love you. You're so hot, and I cannot wait to see you and give you a hug. I don't know where you'll be seeing me, but I'll be vigilant and I'll be on the lookout. Nell said, does anyone in the chat know who sent this new limerick book? If you sent me this book, speak up. Blue Meanie said, what about clown car sex? That's a real orgy. There's a lot of honking going on there. You know, they have to keep their noses on, though. It's always good to use protection. Jason said, I love ye old word English. Chris said, oh, there's Carrie. We sold Coke to John Belushi. Hear all about it on my podcast this weekend. See, like, I'm not even going to back that up with why you should listen to it. That's pretty. Do I think it was a hard thing to do? Probably not. It was probably like giving water to someone who's roaming through the desert. Nevertheless, it's a fascinating story. Do listen to it. Chris said, chicken wings as the side of my pizza. Fine and dandy, but on the pizza is a deal breaker. Agreed. Ty said, you probably don't have an answer for this, but I've been wondering for months, why does David's guest house bathroom not have a door? I don't know. He didn't build it like that. Maybe there's a few peeping toms in the house. I don't know what else to say. Bill said, Steve Allen would be a great host of Saturday Night Live. That's a great choice, Bill. He was very quick-witted. Nail said, did you watch Dynamite tonight? Jim Ross made a joke that he dated Mildred Burke. That's my running gag all the time, and he should stop stealing my shit. Sabrina said the Twilight Zone is her favorite Disney ride. SM said, been wondering why you made that face when you and David were stretching, squatting before your tag match in the documentary. It was such a mood. I don't even know what it was. I'll have to go back and watch it. I don't know exactly what you're talking about. I was probably exhausted and frustrated knowing what that ride was. Carla said, the dulcet tones of Rod Serling. Oh, God, I'm so behind in the chat. Carrie said, thank you, my man. It's a pleasure, Carrie. Thank you. Ty said, hashtag ModTy5. Jason said, sex in a car is only appropriate if one is paying. That's a good rule of thumb. Jason said, Australian pizza toppings are disgusting. I would like to hear them. They no, it's probably weird and not fun. Chad said, do you wear jorts, Canadian shorts? They are my favorites. No, I don't. At least not on my legs. Sabrina said, Bill, it's the best fucking ride at Disney World. Blue Meanie said, hey, Blue Meanie saying hi to Carrie. Look at this. This what an odd group, as always. Chris said, one of my favorite bands has an album called Liquor in the Front, Poker in the Back, which is an absolute double entendre for Liquor in the Front and Poker in the Back. Gee, thanks for explaining it all, Chris. Dave said, has Dave Honor been in touch with you? Surely Sinclair Broadcasting would be interested in acquiring your talents. They are in the process of hiring Danhausen, which I'm against. I sent them a cease and desist. I said, I'm hiring him. He's just going to stay at home and not do anything. And I'm going to send him $5 a week. And he agreed to it. Sean said, your lensless glasses make me think of the Time Enough at Last episode of the Twilight Zone. What was that guy's name? Henry Beamish was the character's name. Played by Burgess Meredith. Oh, I can read all these books now. That's not my favorite episode because the ending is so stupid. It's so obvious. And then he's just stuck there. Like, a lot of shit happened. That one sucks. And To Serve Man sucks. It's too big. Twilight Zone was always just like a little off. You know what I mean? It was just like, nah, and everything else is normal, but this thing is really weird. But those ones, and the aliens come to town, I was like, Don Rickles did a good one too. Wasn't Don Rickles in one with Burgess Meredith where Burgess Meredith had superhuman strength? Am I crazy? Somebody help me. Val said, I'm definitely too fat for car sex. No, it has nothing to do with size. The car is not conducive for fornication, period. Kim Beauregard said, yeah, the roller coaster is called Tower of Terror. Thank you. Planet Hollywood in Florida? Not scary at all. I've been on that ride. Jason said, Australian pizza toppings, pineapple and ham, fried egg, tandoori chicken. See, they're just this is like Hot Topic. They're just doing weird shit just because you'll buy it because it's weird, not because it's good. Michael Key said, the sexual arena sounds like a great pay-per-view. Last Stop said, half sex in the car, the horse will go through your pockets. You got to do the full or not at all. My suggestion is not at all. Stay out of the cars. Keep it in the bedrooms, kids. That's my advice to you. Dave said, car sex is bad, but what about joining the Mile High Club? Surely airplane bathroom sex is worse than a car. It's more of an achievement that you would tell people about. It's a novelty. I don't think it's something that you would routinely do because it feels, oh my God, look at this. I'm not getting monetized tonight. Dear Lord. Did nobody tell me I was winking at them? Bill said, have I watched the PBS special about circuses and sideshows? Yes, I did, and it is fantastic. Chris said, my mom thinks pineapple pizza is the only healthy pizza. I shit you not. God bless your mother. Jason said, Joanne Worley should have hosted. That would have been great, too. Carla said, he'll be able to preserve that cigar for generations. It's hanging in there. Nell said, RJ, the kimono is fully open. I'm blushing. I like it. Gee, it feels so inappropriate. Yet on Sundays, it's all out in the open. Talk about perception. Whew. Carrie said, you're a great man. Thank you, Carrie. Nell said, David thanked me for watching the movie and apologized for RJ. Story of my life. Jason said, me too, Val. Jason retracted his message. It must have been very salacious. Carrie did say it was easy to sell coke to John Belushi. Nicholas said, RJ, you're going to be at the Destiny show on September 15th. I believe it's September 13th. I mean, number one, I believe I will be. It's the 13th, the Sunday. So it's like 2 Sundays from now. And yes, what will I be doing? I have no idea. Whew. Stokely, with a lovely turquoise tribute, said thong money. And thank you so much, because Lord knows I need it. Kim said, favorite cocktail? Well, other than this lime Ricky Lake, I love a mojito. I like anything refreshing, cucumbery, that kind of thing. I used to have vodka soda because it has no calories. But it's just none of that shit is good for you. No alcohol is good for you. And whatever benefits don't outweigh the negatives. They really don't. So I prefer cucumber juice. Ty said, I told a story about his guest house. Oh, Ty said, you were told a story about David's guest house. You were just wondering why the bathroom doesn't have a door. I don't know, other than, perhaps he likes to talk to guests while they're urinating. It's a normal thing. People do it all the time. It's more of a bathroom stall in that sense. Chad said, what color is your kimono? Well, it's black and white, as you can see. Nail said, RJ, you're so pretty tonight, and all the other times, too. Well, if anything, I'm consistent. Nail said, if you were a peeping Tom, who would you peep on? Oh, Liberace, for sure. Are you kidding me? Chad said, Mr. Blue Meanie, I got to see you at ECW Heatwave 2000, and then went like, this, because that's all anybody did in the year 2000. Tabby said, there aren't enough men named Burgess these days. I'm going to get a cat and name it Burgess. And I'm going to get another one and name it Meredith. Neil said, will you wear your new Danhausen shirt for the next members Q&A? Probably not. Dave said, the wife in Time Enough at Last was terrible. No woman, especially like back then, would be like that. I agree. Jordan said, the Howling Man is the best Twilight Zone episode. That I agree with. It's absolutely one of my personal favorites. I don't even know if it's the best. Like Willoughby is up there really for me. There was other good ones. There was a Wax Museum one I love. But The Howling Man is just fucking amazing. I love watching it every year. Sean said, I love the episode of Twilight Zone, One for the Angels, with Ed Wynn. That was a good one, too, and it is very sweet. Sometimes they got very sweet and light, and it's nice. Dave LaGreca said, the Twilight Zone episode you're thinking of is Mr. Dingle the Strong. Now, Dave, I'll throw this back to you. Why hasn't there been a wrestler or wrestling manager called Mr. Dingle? That's what I would like to know. Steven said, the Night of the Meek Christmas episode of Twilight Zone. Is that with Art Carney? It's clearly the best because it features a child named Percival Smithers. That's another good manager name. Bill said, yes, he was in that episode. Which do you like better, Twilight Zone or Outer Limerick? Are both the same. Twilight Zone, far and away. Far and away. There's nothing wrong with Outer Limerick, but it's not the Twilight Zone. Neil said, why is it kind of naughty if he flashes cleavage on a Wednesday, yet he's only in his underwear on a Sunday? It's a great question. Tabby said, car sex is bad. Threesomes are bad, but for some reason, a threesome in a car is a delight. Well, it's because you can make use of all the seats. Tabby said, fully bad. Carla said, slinky. Dave said, full frontal nudity on City After Dark. Sorry, so many things are going on here. I apologize. I'm not keeping up with this chat at all. I really botched it this week. Sabrina said, now I want to book a trip to Disney World. Should I put you in my suitcase or carry-on? No, because I'm claustrophobic. Have a heart, please. Neil said, hold up. Ty wanted dirty. RJ, what is more important, girth or length? I would say length. I would say length because I don't think there's a such thing as, rarely has there been, a wide set opening. I would say length. Not that it has to be of an extraordinary length, but I think it's important that you have that, at least that minimum length. Girth. Girth sounds like a chore. Sounds like a whole thing. Andrea said, as a person who lives in Chicago, the tavern-style thin crust here is the real deal. Forget that deep dish stuff. But if you say Chicago pizza, everyone thinks it's the deep dish. So that you own that. Don't try to change your city. Own that and be ashamed of where you live. That's all I'm saying. Chris loves Jack and Coke. I've had it, but I'm not crazy about it. Sabrina said, the Destiny show is on the 13th. Thank you. And she will be there. I thank you very much for confirming that. Michael said, will you marry me? Not yet. I'm occupied. Val said, I like the golden thimble and the masks. Thank you. Bill with a lovely turquoise tribute. Stokely, since this is now RJ's poker room, I raise you $1. So what are you holding? Oh, Lord, we're in trouble now. And Harvey Korman cannot save us. Sean Jack said, 5 characters in search of an exit is a great Twilight Zone episode. I really also like, and when the sky was open, that is a good one too. There's one, it's called, I think, Another Planet or something. I like that one too. Kim said, Sean, you're right. It might be called different in Florida than California. I was talking about Disney, I believe. Neil said, you've become too popular. You have to keep up. I'm doing the best I can. Nicholas said, RJ, how do you feel Black Mirror compares to Twilight Zone? Am I a fan? Yes. Do I still love Twilight Zone and think it's the best ever? Yes, because Twilight Zone did not exist. Black Mirror would not exist. Although it's really the modern equivalent. The new Twilight Zone reboot is shit. That Jordan Peele thing is just whatever. And I think he's fantastic, but I'm not feeling it at all. That feels too Black Mirror because Black Mirror did such an excellent job. Nug said, hey, Nug's here. We never got a Mr. Dingle, but we did have a Percy Pringle. I'll trade you a Pringle for a Dingle. Now let's mingle and figure it out. Are you single? Here's a jingle, and I just thought of it. Ty said, Nails in New York. Answer her now. What? Patrick said, I think my favorite Twilight Zone is the one where the bullshit artist gets abducted because the aliens think he's the Earth's most extraordinary human. I don't remember that one, but it sounds like I've seen it. Kim said, RJ is just thirst trapping us. Tabby said, have you watched the new Jordan? I just talked about that. Nail said, why are you covering up? It's Wednesday. We're all friends here. Put your keys in the bowl. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. You vixenous woman, you. Jordan said, I was raised religious, and an ex-girlfriend used to call me Jehovah's Thickness as a compliment. Just saying. And now you just randomly knock on her door. Ty said, RJ, you skipped my drunk proposal question. I did completely because I can't keep up with the chat. Do it again. I'll answer it this time, I promise. I'm almost at the bottom here. Sabrina said, he totally missed Ty's question. I know. Ty, ask it again. Nails wants to know I'm ignoring Ty. Tabby said, Rob Starling wouldn't have had a man screwing a pig on his show. That's for sure. Or at least he would have drawn out the dramatic tension of it. Just said, hey, RJ, I hope you're doing well. Love the Arquette documentary. You were the highlight. Again, hope all is well. Doesn't it suck that David isn't the highlight of a documentary with his fucking name in the title? Shit. I think that says more about his lack of charisma than it does about mine, non-lack. Neil said, RJ, who did you propose to? Ty wants to know, and we want answers. I didn't propose to anyone. I'm proposing it. I'm proposing a proposal. Stokely said, RJ, will you be at the Destiny's Child show? Yes, I'm subbing for Michelle Williams. Chris said, I get what Jordan Peele is trying to do, but it's not hitting with me. It's not hitting with me either. Neil said, I'm never ashamed not know Wednesday. Bill said, love Talking Tina. Of course, the wonderful Telly Savalas. My brother played a nasty trick on my sister because of that episode. She had a walk-in doll, which they move around the room at night. That's terrifying and very mean. Sean said, The Monsters of Duo Maple Street is also a brilliant episode. Damn, now I got to go watch a bunch of Twilight Zone episodes again. I have the whole box set. It is the fucking best. I also have Anne Serling's book called My Father as I Knew Him. And speaking of a stop at Willoughby, which is really one of the greatest episodes of all time, I've had the privilege multiple times to go to Willoughby, Ohio, which is where the episode is based on, and they have a Stop at Willoughby festival. It's one day in the summer, probably just a couple weeks ago, and they just have a little parade, and then they play the episode in the town library all day. Dave said, which National Lampoon's movie is the best? Has to be The First Vacation. Far and away, The First Vacation. I couldn't even think of a second place. Or a close second, at least. Chad said, how's your knee after the slap to Arquette? I had to put some cream on it. Sabrina said, well, this was fun. I think. Have a lovely night, everyone. Cheers to you for using the Lime Ricky like emoji. Good night to you, Sabrina. Tabby said, I would totally watch RJ, David Danhausen, and Jessamine playing Dungeons and Dragons on a screen. It's actually called David's and Danhausen's. That's the name of the game we played. Bill said, yes, it was. She cut the hair off the doll and will never go near them. Nug said, Twilight Zone. What you need is fantastic, as is a most unusual camera. My favorite one, I don't care about spoiling it because it's really funny. There's a guy who runs an antique store and he rubs an antique lamp and a genie comes out and he's like, has some wishes, and they go through the wishes, and the last one is, I want to be the most powerful man in the world. And the genie's like, poof, or whatever. And he's in this war room at a desk, and they're like, sir, they're advancing, and we're blah, 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 blah. And then the guy turns around and reveals that the guy has now become Hitler. That's not the best episode. They just put him in, and they just put a mustache over his, and you're like, oh my God, I'm Hitler now. I want to go back. Blue Meanie said, I want to hear this. This sounds critical, and I like it. The only thing that bothered me about the Arquette documentary was that other than the luchadors, some of the people training him need some training themselves. Yeah, I didn't really have any knowledge that any of that was even happening until after it happened. I don't think they were vetted. I think they were much more for the documentary than for wrestling purposes. They really wanted to start from the bottom up. Even then, I think it's frustrating because wrestling-wise, that sucks. Peter Avalon, after that, did a good job with him. And he would text me back and forth about what moves he knew so we could figure out what we could do. And then I trained with him a lot, but we tried to be specific to what we did. And a lot of me training him was like us working tag matches and figuring stuff out like that. So it's not like he could just hop in the ring and wrestle everyone because he hadn't been training that long. No matter how good you are, it's hard. You need time to do it. Tyler Bateman helped a lot. Jungle Boy helped him tremendously. But again, it's something you need to keep doing and keep doing and keep doing. And he also did it while shooting movies, which was insane. But what else is new with that fella? Val said Christmas Vacation, though. Christmas Vacation is not the best National Lampoon's movie. Maybe second place. Cactus Kelly said, I would love a weekly show with you and Nug chatting about anything after watching Magnum's Opus. And we do that often. We'll meet for a coffee and do that. We just have no camera there. But it is a show. Tabby said, Holiday Road is a banger of a song, and I agree. The wonderful Lindsey Buckingham. Nail said, we all want to know about RJ's love life. It makes us all giggly and happy, and it makes him squirm, and it's adorable. We could all get kicked for it. I don't know what love life you're talking about. And I say you put up your dukes and defend your statements. You ought to be ashamed of yourselves. Nils New York is another Lime Ricky. We're doing some Lime Ricky. It's good because I'm feeling parched. Michael said, is it weird I play the Twilight Zone theme during sex? No, because you're entering another dimension. A dimension of sight, a dimension of sound, a dimension of mind. The signpost up ahead, you've just crossed over it. I can't say it. You've just, I'm losing it because the show's almost over. I'm getting tired. You've just crossed over into the Twilight Zone. Bill said, good night, Sabrina. Carla said, David's and Danhausen's. Nug wants to play David's and Danhausen's. Well, I guess with Danhausen's, we all do. Stokely said, do the horse. The left side is horrible. I'm losing it tonight. Favorite Canadian wrestler of all time, Roddy Piper, which is a technicality. Other than that, currently, I would say Psycho Mike Rollins. Danny said, showing some cleavage. Stokely, you cracked me up. Bill said, that is such a bizarre episode. They really took things in weird ways. Tabby said, I say this as a complete outsider, but it bothered me how gatekeepery those backyard guys were about David. That's for sure. And I think there's a reason that they are where they are. However, I do think it's quite fascinating that he really did not discriminate between the kinds of wrestling. He seemed to give them, equal respect as everyone else, because he wanted to respect the business as a whole, good and bad. But it's sure as shit not something I would have done or advised him to do. Jordan said, I'm a creep in the sense that I enjoy entertainment he provides and he's fun to chat with. Who he kisses is his own goddamn business. Most of us hate our friends, significant others anyway. Are we talking about David and the backyard people? Chad said, do you use your index finger to cheat when thumb wrestling? Yes, but only with myself. Blue Meanie said, one time I had to train Dustin Diamond how to wrestle 3 hours before a show I was on. He tagged in versus Luna and Gangrel. Luna beat the shit out of him. Blue Meanie, where the fuck is this match? I want to see it. Please tell me it's got to be online somewhere. And why isn't this viral? Why hasn't this been on Tosh or that other thing, that recording show, whatever the hell it is on MTV they play all the time? Carla said, the Twilight, RJ City. Thank you. That is amazing. I really want to see the footage of that. Sean said, better Shatner episode of Twilight Zone, Terror at 20,000 feet or Nick of Time? 20,000 feet. 20,000 feet is really the quintessential Shatner, and probably the episode you want to start people on. They've never seen the Twilight Zone before. Neil said, I want to know who RJ kisses. It's Wednesday. He said it was okay to ask on Wednesday. That's fair enough. That really is fair enough. I did kiss David in the documentary. You saw it. I kissed him on his eye because I felt bad and I thought I would make up for it with my lips. Tabby said, my favorite Canadian wrestler is Stabby Tabby Lava Lamp, who isn't a wrestler at all, but is a complete tweener, I'll say. Meaning everyone wants you. Andrea said, Luna should absolutely always kick the shit out of Dustin Diamond forever. Now, then, forever. Blue Meanie said, I don't have the match, but it became a question in Trivial Pursuit 90s edition. There's a lot of wrestling questions in it because I've played it and it was really good for some reason. Chad said, what's the coolest wrestling merch you have besides the Hulk Hogan toothbrush? I don't know what's necessarily cool besides that. I would say that one. I have a Lou Albano action figure that I really like. And I have Hogan and Hillbilly Jim as a tag team pack, LJN, in the box. It's probably the most expensive one, although I've never really checked what it goes for. Val said, another limerick before the end of the show? Neil said, yes, we actually need to acknowledge that you actually do love David. Sure, whatever, fine. Andre said, yes, please, another limerick. RJ needs Trivial Pursuit question. What would it be? That's a great question. There was a young man of Belgrava who cared neither for God nor his Savior. He walked down the Strand with his prick in his hand and was jailed for indecent behavior. All right, we'll keep going. A vigorous fellow named Bert was attracted by every new skirt. Oh, it wasn't their minds, but their rounded behinds that excited this lovable flirt. Ooh. A lazy fat fellow named Betts upon his fat ass mostly sets. Along comes a gal and says, I'll fuck you, pal. And he says, if you'll do the work, Let's. There was a young fellow named Bliss, whose sex life was strangely amiss. For even with Venus, his retriculent penis would never do better than this. And this is written down like that one was shit. Let's read one more and then we'll get out of here. There once was an actress of Bonely, and the men never let her be lonely. So she hung out in front of her popular font a sign reading standing room only. I don't want to say that word. I won't get monetized. Here, okay, let's read this one. One more here. There was a young fellow named Chick who fancied himself rather slick. He went to a ball dressed in nothing at all but a big velvet bow round his prick. And with that, and the new word I invented, funt, in tribute to Candid Camera's Alan Funt, I want to thank you all for joining me. Nug and Blue Meanie and Dave LaGreca and dear sweet Carrie from Last Stop at Penn Station. You can find everyone everywhere. Go click on their stuff and keep clicking on my stuff because I'm really the glue that's keeping this land of misfit toys together. Godspeed. Good night. And God bless.